Okay, before we start the meeting and before I call it to order, I'm going to make an announcement. If there's anyone here that's strictly here for the water, then that meeting it was postponed until the 26th because we weren't meeting the time schedule that needed to be in the newspaper and stuff to have it tonight. But other than that, you're sure welcome to stay. Can we call the meeting to order? Would everyone please rise and salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have roll call?
Councilor Hartranft.
Here.
Councilor Conley.
Here.
Councilor Lockwood. Here.
Counselor Sprague.
Here.
Supervisor Myers.
Here. Okay. Our first public hearing tonight is going to be on the fireman's contract. Does anyone have any comment on the fireman's contract? No. Yes. If none,
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second it.
Counselor Hartranft.
Yes.
Counselor Conley.
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood.
Yes.
Counselor Sprague.
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood.
yes. Okay, we'll go into public hearing number 2, special districts. This is the water districts that already exist. It has nothing to do with the ones that we're working on at this time. Is there, dispense with roll call and go right into public comments? I know you had a question there on that, right?
Oh, yes. What is this bond that you reported in the paper that we're supposed to assess? $207?
Okay, I think this wasn't put in by the town, it was put in by Mr. Pierce, he's back there. I know it leads people to believe that there's going to be an increase, but there's no increase in it, you know. The bond was a permanent bond when it was put there. It does not increase ever, you know. Anyone else? I'd like to move to adjourn this one.
I'll move we adjourn.
I'll second it.
Counselor Hartranft.
Yes.
Counselor Conley.
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood.
Yes.
Counselor Sprague.
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood.
Yes. Okay, we'll go into public hearing number 3, the preliminary budget. We'll call it to order and dispense with roll call. We can go into public comment. Yes.
Can I just have a little background on the budget? You know, just a little, some figures or something you have there? or-
For each department?
Well, yeah, you know, any changes or any,
There was changes in most, I shouldn't say most, several of them.
do you have books on those? Do you have any?
We don't have enough to pass out.
No.
Do you have specific ones that you were interested in, or?
None specific, just,
I mean, if everybody read this article, it was in the paper, basically it was a 4%. There were some of them didn't get, and some people got nothing, some departments got nothing. There's 4% plus wage increases. Yes, that happened. I'll use an example. Our historian, he got a 10% increase. His salary went from $500 a year to $550 a year. I don't think that was a wrong thing to do. George has done an excellent job for us this last year, and I don't think there's anybody here who would want to do his job for the amount he's being paid to do it.
Main thing is the budget. The budget lowered 8% overall. The budget went down 8% from last year, even with the increases.
Excuse me, my heart ain't into this tonight. I got bad news at the hospital today, and when I started this, and I come every time, and even though like the residents that were here for the assessment meeting, everything's a done deal. Nobody wants to come. But I did put that article in the paper on taxes are going up. People are trying to get water in the town. People are paying bond payment every year, $207. I got that out of the tax papers in the Hill District, you know. Figures that they're going to pay that for 30 years or something like that. That's including the, you know, plus your taxes. The new district be paying $442 a year plus the taxes for 30 years or whatever it is. So, but for the increase in taxes, there's not so much of an increase in taxes as there is in the, you went through the 100% valuation. You did a revale with a promise, I think at the beginning of the year, we're going to get $50,000 back from the state to do a revale. And I believe I got it on tape.
$5 per household, 13,000 back from the state.
According to the minutes I got back at that meeting. Anyways, what happened out of that, we ended up with, the town had to pay back $46,000 to people who own the Miller property, and the school district had to pay back $226,000. All because we thought, well, I'll take your figure, all because we thought we were going to make $13,000 on it. But in the process, we hurt 1,140 residents. There's 1,180 people that got revaled, but 40 people fought it and they got theirs lowered. 1,140 people are going to see taxes increase even though they go down, they stay the same from last year. The school tax at $23,000, and if you take somebody's house that was increased by $8,000 per thousand, the school tax, I believe we paid this year was $23.90 a thousand. This year, if they got up $8,000, they're going to be paying $191 more this year on the school taxes. This is that revaluation than what they did last year. The county tax, the same way. The tax would be going up. They would pay an additional $58 if the tax rate stayed the same, but everybody knows that's what do you say? Something else. The town taxes, they pay $656, the fire, they pay $632, and the highway would be $1752. This is through the revaluation of people's houses that got revalued this year. It's an unfair way and a way. Years ago, the town boards in the 70s and 80s, they did it the other way. They assessed, like Miller Brewery, real high, kept residence taxes low, but now we don't have no more industry. Everybody's gone out. Now we're doing it to homeowners, and homeowners, they're losing their private jobs and things like that. And it'd be good to, we got to start getting, paying this, what it actually costs us to run the town, and what we've been doing in the past. The chairman Sapiro said last night at the Granby meeting that due to the 29% increase in the county tax, the towns are going to be getting a bunch of new fees for this coming year. That means not only our town taxes go up, probably next year, but the county taxes too. The fee is a tax, any way you look at it. And that's all I can say tonight. Anyway, thank you.
Anyone else? Before closing, I'd like to make one comment. And I think that statement about the way they did it back in the 70s and maybe early 80s is what drove up most of the industry out of here. I think the burden was put on millers quite tough, and that's probably why they're gone. And I'm not so sure that if I'd have been in a position that in the main offices with Nestle's and thought that I was going to get a 67% increase in the taxes around just the county alone, and I'm not picking on the county. They've done a great job on trying to bring it down. But that could have been a determination why that place closed. But I'm not blaming it on the county. That was my personal opinion. You want to make a motion to adjourn this one?
I'm making a motion.
Well, I'd like to say one thing, that when I came on the board 7 years ago, Miller's was assessed at $68 million. And as of right now, they're assessed at $2.5 million. And we've never raised taxes in this town. 6 years or 7 years, we've never raised the town tax. When you look at your tax bill, and we lowered our taxes this year, even though we gave some raises to some people, and we made some people unhappy, we gave some people some raises. We lowered the taxes 8% this year. And if you want to gripe, go to the school, because 65% of your tax bill is school, and 23% is county right now. 12% of your tax bill is town. That's all it is, 12%. So I think we've done a good job. You know, can we slash it some more? If you slash it too far, then what happens in 2 years, you have to take a big jump to make up for, or even cut some kind of services that we're doing now and what we've tried to do. So I think 8%, we've kept it down. We certainly aren't getting rich by any means, but we've been able to save ourselves some money. Like I said, $68 million, and they're only one of them. We've had to give in to Armstrong, we've had to give in to CCA, we've had to give in to Owens, Illinois, everybody that comes before us, because you can't fight it. It's a growing trend. They come in with their high-priced lawyers, they compare square footage, they look at what Miller's is paying for square footage when they win their case, and it's a coattail effect. They come right in one after another, and you do the best you can. And I think lowering at 8% is the best we could do, so that's all I got to say.
I just want to make one comment. I think that we as a board representing the taxpayers have two major responsibilities. One is to be fairly prudent and conservative with the way we handle the tax money that you people give every year, and we're part of that crowd too. We all own property, we pay taxes as well. And the other is to make sure that the services you expect from this town are provided to you. You know, so it's our job to make sure that, you know, when the snow falls, that there's plows out there that are running and in good condition and that are manned and are out there to plow your streets so you can get to work in the morning. You know, that there's sufficient funds so that our volunteer firemen can do their job in a safe manner and effectively. And then same thing, when you folks come to this town hall to talk to somebody, whether it's a code enforcement officer or an assessor or a town clerk, that there be somebody there who's capable of answering your questions. And, you know, I remember personally in the past that there was comments made that, well, we're given a runaround. Nobody has any answers. Well, I think that we have people in place now who are able to answer your questions. They may not give you the answer you want to hear sometimes. That's true. But they're able to answer your questions, whether it's our assessor, our code enforcement officer, our board members, which Michelle in the back there is one of them. We have people who do a very good job now. They deserve some type of reward. We're all busy. None of us have the time we used to have to volunteer, and the job is tougher now than it used to be. Our code enforcement officer, what do you have, 2 weeks of training you had to go through? Our judges have to go through training. Training is a big issue, and if they don't do a good job, we get sued. And if we get sued, it costs us a ton of money. And one of the things that I think, I agree with everything Greg said, we've fiscally kept things under control. We've avoided lawsuits for the most part that has saved this town a ton of money. And we have a board here, I'm proud to be a part of, that works together well. We're not up here bickering, we're not up here arguing, we're trying to get the job done. And I haven't been on anywhere near as long as Greg has, but I think at least in the last 3 years that I've been around, I think that this board has done an excellent job and tried very hard to be responsible with your money, but at the same hand provide the services that you people require as town residents.
I would just add, if the town, Michelle Pierce, you know, maybe more people would like to get involved. If they think that there are things that they need to check on, maybe they're coming down, getting involved, getting on some of the boards, and having their input. Maybe they'll, you know, see what's going on and be a little more eased, you know, once they get involved and see what's happening.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we close the hearing.
I'll second it.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood?
Yes.
Counselor Sprague?
Yes.
Supervisor Luckman?
Yes. Okay, we'll call our regular meeting to order and dispense with roll call. Under announcements and communications, no more public dances this year. The Town of Volney Airport Water District public hearing is rescheduled for November 26th at 7 p.m. Town offices will be closed November 28th and 29th for Thanksgiving. Under committee reports, do we have one from the assessor?
No.
Building inspector.
October activity report, permits issued. Single-family residences, we had 3 for $775. Manufactured homes, we had 1 issued for $112. Accessory buildings, 7 for $900. Additions, 1 for $21. And 1 swimming pool, $35. Inspections, building code, there was 24 inspections, zoning 4, total of 28. There were 6 violation notices issued last month, and 4 certificates of occupancy, 1 certificate of compliance. Our total take was $1,843 on the permits.
Dog control?
I have dog control. Dog control monthly report for the month of October 2002. 30 total number of calls received, 1 total dog redeemed, 3 dogs euthanized, 3 dogs housed at the kennel this month, 2 total dogs at the kennel this meeting, 1 dog bite, 530 total miles traveled. Repairs at the kennel completed, or 2 cage doors were repaired. It needs 6 more cage doors to be fixed, and sinks need to be repaired, and that's submitted by Edward J. Smith, Dog Control Officer.
Highway?
Expenses for October 2002. Supplies and maintenance, $32,354.72. Payroll, $19,267.25. For a total of $51,621.97. The payroll hours as follows: 456 hours on machinery repair, 72 hours stockpiling and mixing sand, 216 hours hauling sand, 162 hours on mowing, 30 hours on signs and guide rails, 330 hours on shoulder work and paving, for a total of 1,266 hours. For the month of October, we used 173 gallons of gas, 1,769 gallons of diesel fuel.
Historian?
This past month, I have been occupied with Volney history recitals at private residences, and yesterday at Toll Path Towers before their coffee group. As we all know, there's quite a number of Volney residents that reside there. Recently, I was at the Volney Elementary School for a talk on local veterans and the war since from the Revolutionary War on up to our present time, and also some local history. Also attended meetings for the Old Home Day at Bristol Hill Church and the Brownfield Sites meeting at Oswego County Office Building on toxic sites that are near the Oswego River Canal corridor. Thank you.
Planning?
We held our monthly meeting on the 6th of this, November 6th. We had 2 public hearings. First public hearing was for Trissy A. Ferris to open up a retail sales business for the purposes of customization and selling of accessory parts for motorcycles and recreational vehicles. The business will be located at 1642 County Route 6, Fulton, New York. The second public hearing was for Warren Bandish for a special use permit for mining at 127 Bateman Road, Fulton, New York. Both were, the motions were made in our regular session, and both passed.
Recreation?
Our up-and-coming events are November 27th. We will be seeing the Harry Potter movie at the Oswego Theater. We will meet at the theater between 11:30 and 11:45 a.m. The movie starts at noon. Sign up at the town hall by Wednesday the 19th so I can get the reservations to the theater. If anybody has any questions, you can contact the hotline at 695-8140, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And under announcements, I would just like to say that I want to take the time to thank the Volney Town Board, all of the people who are employed here for all the help that they've given me over the last 5 years. But unfortunately, due to the fact that my children are growing up and require more of my time, I'm not going to be the recreation director next year. I've enjoyed all the time that I've spent doing it. I've met a lot of nice people in the town. I hope all of those people continue to go to the events and the activities, and I hope to see a lot of them there. And again, thanks for everything everybody's done.
Christmas has no kids.
Let's see, the one ones I have aren't quite old enough to babysit, and that's where the problem is.
Okay.
I have dance on Thursday nights, or wrestling on Thursday nights, and they have to be in Fulton and Hannibal, and it's maybe in a few years when they're older and I have more time again, I would consider doing it. Thank you.
When kids are older, and I don't think it gets any easier.
Zoning?
Michelle Parrish, Zoning Board of Appeals. Meeting was November 13th. We opened with a public hearing for Steve Reining House for an interpretation for an accessory building use. The ZBA interpreted the zoning ordinance such that Mr. Fye required a special use permit prior to obtaining a building permit for a pole barn / storage garage as an accessory use on a separate lot across the private drive from his residence. The zoning ordinance, section Z03-1A, section Z03-2, accessory uses, and section Z11-1, definitions of accessory use and accessory buildings. Michael Kirk was another public hearing, 30 Sherman Drive. Fulton requested a 41.5-foot area variance to build a garage. And Enterprise Rent-A-Car, David Rossi, at 945 South First Street in Fulton, wanted to erect a pole sign to be seen from Route 481. The size was a 4x20 pole sign. The ZBA determined that the applicants adequately addressed the criteria of the New York State Planning Board Federation, and both variances were granted.
I think we need to note that Michelle Parrish is unfortunately also going to be resigning as our ZBA chairman, and I think she's done an excellent job. We haven't always agreed, but I think she's been very thoughtful in the way she's handled it, and I was particularly, Virginia was there too. The meeting last night, I thought you handled it in an excellent manner and did a great job, and your whole board did a wonderful job, and going to miss you.
Thank you.
Town clerk's report?
This is a new report, and I think probably it would be a good idea to let the people know and the board know exactly what goes on in the town clerk's office. Some of the things, not everything. Some of the things are so. Marriage licenses that I did, the town got $27.50. And certified death copies, because we have a nursing home in our town, we get a lot of death copies. I'm up to 46 this year so far. And that's quite good. For the month, the town got $270. Then there was minor sales, and that was $87. And the town donations, when Cooperative Extension uses the building, I've asked them to give us a donation now because of the lighting, the toilet paper, restroom, and things like that. And so when they use it, they are very good about that. So we got $135 in town donations. The public hearing for ZBA was $195. The public hearing for planning board was $65. Racing and wagering, the bingo license that the firemen got, the town got $180. It was $450. The state gets a big amount. We get the smaller amount, which is $180. A bingo proceeds that we get because we get a 3% because we sell a license, because I sell a license. We get 3% of their proceeds. Now, if they don't make anything, then we don't get anything. So, and they don't really give us a lot, but we got $77.53. We did 73 dog licenses, licensed in my office at $340 $5.48. That's, we get 53%, the state gets the rest, 47%. The county does. Building permits, Don issues them, I collect the money. I collected $1,730. Sold one zoning book at $10. So the monthly income was $3,636.03. Paid out $513.52. The total to the town, which the town got, was $3,122.51. Then we did the DEC, which was a fiasco. Only 2 days in August did we sell any sporting licenses because the computer wouldn't work and we just couldn't get the thing to go. So 2 days in August, we sold $1,522 in sporting licenses. Our commission, which has changed now, because we used to get $1 a license, now we get a 5% or a 1% commission. So on a $5 license, which we used to get $1, we get 28 cents. The state gets the rest. So on this $1,522, the commission was $83.88. The DEC got $1,438.12. But we're mandated to sell the license, so there's nothing we can do. In September, we did 17 days of sales, and the total was $8,097. Our commission for the town was $446.94. The DEC got $7,650.06. October, sales are going down now because the hunting seasons are opening. We did 17 days. The total was $2,884. Commission to the town was $101.80. The DEC got $2,782.20. So just to let you know what goes on in my office, and I think I'll be doing this every month. Okay?
Yeah, that's just a minute fraction of her day. Here with many, that has nothing, can't hold a candle to what she does.
Thank you.
Okay, old business. New business. Anyone have a petition here tonight? Okay, we'll go into our resolutions.
Resolution 2002-108, approval of minutes. Move to approve the special meeting minutes of September 26, 2002, public hearing minutes of October 10, 2002, and the regular business meeting of October 10, 2002 have been previously distributed to the board for the review without reading them aloud. I move it.
I'll second it.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood?
Yes.
Counselor Sprague?
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
Resolution 2002-109, transfer of funds. Move to authorize the supervisor to instruct the bookkeeper to transfer the following. From account A 9010.4 contingency to A 3510.4 dog control in the amount of $350. From account DA 5110.4 general repairs to DA 511.2 improvements in the amount of $14,110.13. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Before we go any farther, this dog control, do you want to take it out of contingency or would you rather take it out of savings? you have an option of taking it out of the dog savings as well.
I think we can take it out of contingency.
You want to take it out
Yep.
of contingency? Okay.
We have some repair work that needs to be done there too, so.
Okay. Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood?
Yes.
Counselor Sprague?
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
The motion is carried 5-0.
Resolution 2002-110, payment of vouchers. Move to authorize the supervisor to instruct the bookkeeper to pay the following vouchers from the appropriate accounts. Vouchers 301 through 329, general fund in the amount of $12,382.44. Vouchers 221 through 241, highway fund in the amount of $32,354.72. Voucher number 7, Oswego Healthcare Water, in the amount of $68.16. And vouchers 15, Seneca Hill Sewer, in the amount of $77.12 as shown on abstracts number 11.
I'll second it.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood?
Yes.
Counselor Sprague?
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
The motion is carried 5-0.
Resolution 2002-111, fireman's contract for 2003. Move to accept the Volney volunteer fireman's contract for 2003 as printed in the 2003 budget. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood?
Yes.
Counselor Sprague?
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
Motion is carried 5-0.
Oh,
Dennis, you-
wake up. Resolution 2002-112, adopt special district budgets for 2003. Move to adopt the special district budget for 2003 for the Oswego Healthcare Campus District, Oswego Healthcare Campus Extension 1, and Seneca Hill Sewer District, as printed in the 2003 budget.
I'll second it.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood?
Yes.
Counselor Sprague?
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
Motion is carried 5-0.
Resolution 2002-113, adopt preliminary budget. Move to adopt the budget for general and highway preliminary budget for 2003. The preliminary budget, when adopted, becomes the final budget.
I'll second it.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
If you do this, the preliminary budget is not the figures that you want in the final budget. So you're going to have to change the figures in the preliminary budget to the final budget.
Didn't you change the figures? You didn't change the figures?
Because
No.
All right.
Where do we go with that?
And we have to,
you just have two to change.
You got to move to make changes. Got to move to make changes.
Now, what about the fireman's budget? Was that adjusted to reflect the,
Yes,
That
we
needs to
should,
be changed too.
compared to what the, if any of you have the sheet, the fireman got a 4-cent increase instead of a 2. So that number would change to 189,742.
So you move to accept the fireman's contract with the changes, right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll just add that to this resolution with changes.
With changes.
And just put with changes in the 2003 final budget.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, and we'll do the same with the preliminary budget? You'll have
Yes.
to- You'll have to tell them what changes you made.
There was a $1,000 change in it. So in their back line, it went to 557,482. It didn't raise the taxes any because we'll be able to cover that with a unexpended balance. So that number changes to 87,137.
Okay, so now you're moving to adopt this preliminary budget with the changes that will be made in it,
Right.
okay? You won't have to do another resolution. You can just change this resolution. Okay? Now, Counselor Hartranft, are you ready to say yes to the changes?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood?
Yes.
Counselor Sprague?
Yes.
And Supervisor Lockwood?
Yes.
The motion is carried 5-0. Okay.
Resolution 2002-114, authorization for appointed positions. Move to authorize the town clerk to advertise appointed positions for the year of 2003.
I'll second it.
Okay, that means that every appointed position in the town gets advertised in the paper. In the past, we have not. Even if they're in a position right now, their position is going to be advertised. They have to put in for it again. Everybody understand that?
Those, what about the positions that have terms, like 3 years or 4 years, that the term doesn't come up?
Their term doesn't come up, it shouldn't be put in.
That's not-
Well, every year, there's somebody from the planning board whose
Only if
term
their
is up,
term
and
is
every
up.
year, there's
Only
somebody
if their
from the
term's
zoning
up, though.
board
Only if
that's term is up. So there'll be 2 5-year terms that'll be advertised, then the appointed positions.
Okay, thank you.
But they're all appointed.
Right.
So it's, so this is right, appointed positions.
Fine.
But some are 5 years and some are only 1.
Yeah, but they're coming up anyway, right?
Yeah, see, every year, if you look on the sheet that we
Right.
give you, every
Right.
year you can see that there's somebody from the zoning board, somebody from the planning board, that's term is up.
Yep.
So then we have to advertise for that.
Yep.
Okay. Counselor Hartranft?
Yes.
Counselor Conley?
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood?
Yes.
Counselor Sprague?
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes.
The motion is carried 5-0.
Resolution 2002-115, authorization to advertise for sealed bids for fuel, sand, and gravel. Move to authorize the town clerk to advertise for special diesel fuel, special unleaded gas, ice control, sand, and limestone. I move it.
I'll second it.